Name is Mira, and she lives in the misty hills of Devonshire. She was not a villain, nor a saint just, a woman searching for love in the wrong place. "I want to tell you my truth," she once said to me. "Some will judge me, and maybe they're right. But I'd rather be honest than hide behind shame." Mira was the other woman. It began innocently, a chance encounter at a small art gallery. He was charismatic, sharp-dressed, with laughter lines around his eyes and a voice that soothed like music. She felt drawn to him like a moth to a warm, distant flame. She didn't know he was married. By the time she found out, her heart was already tethered to his. "He told me his marriage was cold," she said, "that he stayed for the children, for the image. But with me, he said he could breathe." Mira believed him. Or maybe she needed to believe him. At first, she told herself it was temporary, that love would prevail, that one day he would choose her. But as the months turned into years, she began to see the truth he wasn't choosing. He never would. Still, she stayed, because he gave her moments. Moments where she felt seen, adored, chosen even if only in the shadows. But shadows, as we know, are not made for living. She knew her place in his life was easy. She brought him escape, not responsibility. And yet she clung to every gentle touch, every stolen weekend, every whispered promise that never turned into action. "I kept hoping," she confessed. "Maybe out of love, maybe out of fear, maybe because I didn't believe I could be loved fully by anyone else." She thought of his wife, how she must see Mira as a threat, a thief. "If I were her," Mira admitted, "I might hate me too." But she wasn't living in the wife's world. She was living in a fragile fantasy built on hope, stitched together by loneliness. Then came the turning point. She spent countless nights alone, asking herself the same aching question, "Why am I still here?" She talked to friends, real friends, the kind who look you in the eyes and say the things you don't want to hear. They told her she deserved more, not a slice of love but the whole cake. Not hidden affection, but a life lived out loud. One morning, as Devon's rain kissed the window panes, Mira stood by her reflection and whispered, "Enough." She met him one last time. She told him the truth. "I love you," she said, "but I need more than borrowed time. I need a life that's mine." He was silent. He couldn't promise her anything. And in that silence, she finally heard what she needed. Freedom. It broke her heart, but it also began to mend it. She threw herself into her passions. She painted. She danced. She traveled with her sister to Italy and drank wine under the Tuscan sun. Slowly, piece by piece, she returned to herself. And one day, quietly, unexpectedly, she met someone new. He was kind, present, honest. There were no lies, no secrets, no waiting. They walked together through rain-soaked fields. They talked about everything from childhood dreams to Sunday roast recipes. With him, she didn't have to hope she was loved. She simply was. Mira's story is not one of scandal, it is one of awakening, a reminder that love, real love, does not keep you waiting in the wings. It takes your hand, meets you in the light, and says, "I choose you." If this story spoke to you, dear listener, I invite you to reflect. Are you living for someone else's decisions or your own? You deserve a life where you are the choice, not the compromise. please consider liking, subscribing and sharing this video with someone who may need to hear it. You never know who might find their strength in your courage. Until next time, I'm Chaterine Whitmor, reminding you that your heart is not a waiting room, it's a home. Make sure it's filled with love that stays